Most of my friends have fond childhood memories of watching SpongeBob at a fairly young age. A lot of my friends talk fondly about how impacted they were by The Lion King. And for others, it'd be Family Guy or Rugrats. But I guess I'm a little different. I still haven't seen a single episode of Family Guy or Rugrats. For that matter, I haven't even seen a full episode of SpongeBob. And I've only seen The Lion King once, though I did read the Disney picture book when I was too young to remember it clearly. But I grew up on Star Trek, there's no question about that. But you didn't hear me say that. I most certainly did not just tell you that I'm a Star Trek fan. I guess I've tended to be something of a closet Star Trek fan. And I swear I'm not a Trekkie, because they're even worse. Joking aside, I've spent most of my life a little embarrassed, I suppose, to be a Star Trek fan. It's not Star Wars, after all. It's the show where people in pajamas sit around and talk with words no one can understand. However, as Star Trek becomes a little less unpopular, and as the Enterprise computer becomes real life through ChatGPT, I guess I'm starting to feel a little less embarrassed about being a bona fide Trekkie. And as that happens, I can't help but publicly reflect on what it did to my development as a child, to be raised on a steady diet of Star Trek instead of a steady diet of Rugrats, which I admit I still haven't seen, so no criticism there. While Trek undoubtedly helped me, gave me little to no help in developing, let's say, good fashion sense, while it admittedly gave me little to no help in learning to be socially normal, it did expand my thinking to philosophical and ethical issues at a young age. It made thought-provoking issues interesting, because anything Mr. Data says is automatically interesting. It also expanded my awareness of cultural, mythical, and historical themes. I couldn't count the number of things I began to learn as an adult, and then realized that Star Trek had already taught those things to me a long time ago. And Star Trek also brought up themes that challenged my own beliefs, and forced me to begin to think critically instead of being content with indifference. When I go back these days and watch some Star Trek episodes, sometimes I grimace because something was totally tacky or has become hopelessly out of date culturally. However, it's far more frequent that I am going through life and I remember something that I first encountered as an 11-year-old or as a 13-year-old through Star Trek, and I would never have seen or cared about if I was busy watching age-appropriate, non-Trek content. So I'm a little confused. Should I have been ashamed to be a Trekkie or not? Maybe I'll go ahead and be a little less ashamed. And I swear I don't have my own uniform in the closet, so I'm okay, really.